Donald Trump's hair is under the microscope again, and this time the president's own niece is weighing in. Mary Trump has reignited the debate over her estranged uncle's dramatically fuller-looking hairstyle, suggesting that the sudden change reminded her of a striking episode involving her father, Fred Trump. The comments came during an interview with SiriusXM host Dean Obeidallah, released on Friday, after Trump's new hairstyle drew attention during a rally in Las Vegas. And Obeidallah wasted no time putting the hair controversy on the table, introducing what he called a lighter topic before returning to more serious issues. Obeidallah asked Mary about speculation that Donald Trump could be wearing a wig. He pointed to the president's appearance the previous day, describing his hair as golden and saying it looked dramatically different. He even joked about internet speculation over what the hair could be made of, asking Mary whether Trump was simply so vain that he had seen photographs of his hair being blown around by the wind and decided he needed a completely new look. Mary Trump initially tried to distance herself from directly criticizing her uncle's appearance. She said, "As you guys know, I do not engage in ad hominem attacks." She added that she was not going to comment on whether his hair looked good. But then came her own memorable description. Mary said Trump looked like Herbie the dentist from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and that opened the door to a much more personal explanation. Asked about Trump's alleged vanity, Mary said, of course, her uncle was vain, but she argued that the hair story was interesting to her for another reason, because of her father. According to Mary, Fred Trump had a receding hairline from a young age and was self-conscious about it. She said he was not bald, but had a receding hairline while still retaining a significant amount of hair into his 80s. Then, Mary described what she said happened after Fred Trump developed Alzheimer's disease. She claimed that he suddenly became more concerned about having more hair and began wearing what she described as a very ill-fitting toupee. Mary said her family, and particularly Donald Trump, found the toupee embarrassing. She also recalled that Fred Trump would dye his hair and then dye his mustache to match. And that is where Mary drew the parallel with her uncle. She suggested Donald Trump could now have a similar obsession with his hair, although she repeatedly acknowledged that she did not know exactly what was responsible for his new appearance. "I mean, I don't know if it was really a wig or what," Mary said. Then she floated another possibility. Was it hair in a can? I don't know. But she added the sudden focus on having fuller-looking hair reminded her of her father. The remarks have added fuel to a debate that was already raging online after Trump appeared at a Las Vegas rally with noticeably more voluminous-looking hair. The change quickly became one of the most discussed visual details from the event. While Trump was there promoting his administration's push to further reduce taxes, social media users were paying close attention to something much more superficial: his hairstyle. The appearance prompted fresh speculation about whether Trump was using a wig, toupee, hair fibers, or another styling technique. Donald Trump's famous hair is back in the headlines, but this time people are asking a very specific question. How did the US president appear to go from visibly thinner hair to a considerably fuller look within just days? Viral footage of Trump boarding Air Force One appeared to show his distinctive hair blowing in the wind, exposing what looked like a thinning area. But days later, his hair appeared noticeably thicker and more voluminous. That dramatic difference quickly triggered online speculation about everything from styling tricks to a possible hairpiece. Now, a medical esthetician has examined publicly available images and offered several possible explanations. But there is one important point to remember from the start. Neither Trump nor his representatives has confirmed that he wears a wig or hairpiece. The latest round of speculation began after Trump was seen boarding Air Force One on Monday, August 3rd. As the wind caught his hair, footage appeared to reveal a thinning area beneath his familiar yellow-tinted locks. But days later, Trump was seen carrying out presidential duties with hair that appeared considerably fuller, thicker, and more voluminous. That contrast became the center of the discussion. London-based medical esthetician Dr. Gizem Seymenoglu was asked to analyze the publicly available images. She noted that the two appearances showed visible differences in density and fullness, while stressing that images alone cannot prove Trump was wearing a hairpiece. Explaining what she saw, Dr. Gizem said, "In the windier outdoor footage, the hair appears much finer, and part of the hair seems to lift away, making the overall coverage look noticeably thinner. In contrast, the indoor interview shows hair that appears considerably fuller, thicker, and more voluminous." That difference naturally raised the question of whether something had actually changed, or whether the camera was simply seeing the same hair under completely different conditions. According to the experts, if the two videos really were filmed only days apart, natural hair growth would not explain such a dramatic visual difference. Dr. Gizem said, "It's difficult to say exactly what is responsible for the difference, but a wig or some kind of hairpiece might be one possibility. However, that is only a possibility, not confirmation." She also addressed another theory, a recent hair transplant. According to her, the timeline makes that explanation highly unlikely if viewers are comparing footage recorded just days apart. She explained, "If these clips were recorded only a few days apart, it would be very unlikely that a hair transplant explains the difference in appearance. Hair grows relatively slowly, usually around 1 to 1.5 centimeters per month. Even with effective hair loss treatments, you would generally be looking at months rather than days before any noticeable change in density. Following a hair transplant, patients generally begin to see visible new growth around 6 months, with final density continuing to develop over approximately 12 to 18 months. You would not expect such a dramatic increase in thickness within days." But before assuming Trump has secretly turned to a wig, there's a much simpler explanation that could account for at least some of the difference: styling. Dr. Gizem pointed out that blow-drying, volumizing products, hair fibers, powders, lighting, and camera angles can dramatically alter how dense somebody's hair appears. In her words, the way the hair is blow-dried can make quite a big difference. Volumizing products, hair fibers, or powders can make the hair look denser, while changing the direction of the hair can also give more coverage. Lighting, camera angle, and the way the hair is arranged can all play a part too. In other words, a wind-swept outdoor shot and a carefully styled indoor appearance are not necessarily an equal comparison. Wind can separate individual sections of hair and expose the scalp, while styling products and controlled lighting can create the impression of considerably greater coverage. And while Trump may have undergone hair restoration procedures at some point, the expert stressed that publicly available videos are simply not enough to prove it. There's another intriguing element to the speculation: what a high-quality hair system would actually cost if Trump were using one. According to Gizem, for a high-end, bespoke hair system in the US, you could be looking at roughly $2,000 to $6,000 just for the initial piece. Then you have the ongoing costs of maintenance, refitting, and replacing it, which can add up quite quickly. That potentially $4,000 price tag has added another layer to a story that began with just a few seconds of windswept footage.